And yeah, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
I mean, you got to start somehow.
Yeah, right. That'll make much more sense when we get into the show.
Yes, it will.
We're going to start with a birthday announcement once we get going with the show. So, and we have already got a comment. Delphi Rangers, yes, we know it was already 8. Look,
flight delays
and real life, right? So
yeah.
But glad to see that you're here, sir. So, all right, let's get this poorly prepared show on the road. And we'll get going.
Spectre 2 reporting in. This is Vanessa Marshall, and I play Hera Syndulla on Star Wars Rebels. You're listening to the Hyperspace Heroes podcast. That's no moon. Take it from Brown Mullet 34.
And now, on with the show.
Time for bladder check. Check.
Check.
Check. Wait. Screw it, I'm holding it.
Brown Squadron.
Podcasting, the final audio frontier. These are the legends of Brown Squadron.
Our computer is picking up a strange signal. Here, sir, you better take a look at it.
The ongoing mission? To explore the Star Wars universe and other nerd culture topics. To seek new content and new cantinas, bars, and lounges. To boldly annoy Scruffy by making too many bad jokes. Welcome to the Hyperspace Heroes podcast.
All right, and welcome to Hyperspace Heroes. This is Brown Leader signing in. All wing report in.
Brown 4 is here.
Right on. And
where's Brown 2?
I think he's on special assignment again tonight. I believe he has gone loony. So.
That's too bad. We had him for a week on the show and then a week in Nashville. And
right. Right.
That guy gets more special assignments, I tell you what.
Roderick, end actor, sometimes called the showman, depending on what your count you're signing in on. We have never been so back, and you are absolutely right. And same with you, sir. He and another couple that may or may not be related to me just got back from an Alaskan cruise. So, and then you guys seen the Galactic Racer gameplay video. I've seen the trailer. I saw a little bit of some gameplay, but have not dived deep into it. And then Dark Apostle 66, hey guys. And then Delphi Ranger BL's camera is on low res mode. Shouldn't be.
No, I just have a crappy camera.
No, he's talking about me.
Oh.
No, I've got my Ozbot plugged in right over there. And
you are a bit grainy tonight.
Really?
Or did you just sleep wrong?
It could be. I wonder if it's my internet. It could be my internet connection. Whoa. I don't know. Weird. Looking good to me, but on the internet, who knows? But yeah, welcome back to everybody. We missed you guys. We were down in Tennessee last week, and it's Mrs. Brown Leader streaming cat videos. She could be. she could very well be. That is an extreme possibility. And Dark Apostle 66. And now that I know who that is, he formerly was on the show in the chat under a different name and messaged me after the last episode. And yeah, it's a family affair in here tonight. Let me see how that looks. Looks good on Twitter, so I don't know.
We'll blame YouTube.
Could be. It could very well be. Who knows? But yeah, so it is the 25th, and the reason I was serenading at the Delphi. Man, this chat is going crazy tonight. I hope BL isn't gluten intolerant. He looks grainy. Yes. I did have rice tonight. So it yeah, so we were not on the air last week. And the reason I was serenading everybody. Oh, that does look pixelated on YouTube, doesn't it? What is going on there? Let's see. Let me switch over to.
Your brilliance has broken the internet. Just face it.
So let me know if that looks any better. I switched cameras. And then it could very well be, if anything, it's probably I got everything plugged in. So, yeah,
maybe a little bit better.
Don't want to disappoint anybody, right? But yeah, welcome to Hyperspace Heroes, episode 176. Grainy is a good look for you. Yes, sir. It is. Yeah, so last week, this past weekend, there was no show. We were on the road. We were all in one transport, Scruffy's transport, down to ICCC. And
we were pretty much going ludicrous speed at this point.
We were trying to get them to it was a long drive. And tonight's show is really going to be a recap of ICCC and a very bloated collection corner.
Oh my.
Yes, yeah. Very, very bloated. So at this time last week we were, let's see, that would have been 7. We were still probably about 3 hours away from finishing the trip. It was a long trip down. We were trying to get Scruffy to edge it up to Plaid on the on his car there, but he just, I don't know, for some reason he was paranoid about tickets this time, and so he was going a lot slower than I expected him to be. That's
yeah. I said fewer Hail Marys on this trip than I can remember ever. So, you know.
I know, right? Kind of disappointing in a way. But back to the original point, Squirrel. So the little serenading of happy birthday. I want to flip over to, let me see if I can find the picture. I had no time to download anything before the show tonight. And we were lucky enough to we met some amazing people on this trip, that's for sure,
as always.
And why do I not have a picture on Instagram? Maybe we'll have to go over to Twitter.
I know what picture you're looking for. The one that's going to get me in trouble with Mrs. DB.
No, I wouldn't do that. Well, maybe
that's okay. Let her be jealous.
Right? Let's see if I could find that.
Shall I do a song and dance while you're looking?
Yeah, it could very well.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
You know what? I did not post it on social. How come? We did. So the last day of the con.
No, you posted one on the face space.
Did I?
Yes, you did. I know what picture you're looking for.
Well, it's somebody's birthday, and I just want to be able to. And I want to be able to celebrate this person's birthday in the right way. And
so you're looking for this picture, right? Oh, you can't see it. Censored for the internet. Is that the picture you're looking for?
It is the picture I'm looking for. And So we were lucky enough to interview we were lucky enough to interview. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Do you have a better picture? Can I put my phone down at this point?
You can. And now I realize. Now I realize why it's not showing up. Okay, because now I see where I posted it. So let me bring the picture in here.
I'll give a synopsis. It's 3 doofuses and 1 beautiful woman.
Who's an actress. And all right.
There it is.
There it is. So we were lucky enough. We went to ICCC this past weekend, and we interviewed. We got not only one interview. We knew we were going to interview William Catt, and that's a whole nother story right there. But we actually walked away with 5 interviews, and at ICCC. And in this case, the reason we wanted to bring this picture up is because this is Carol da Silva, or just Carol Silva. She is a Brazilian actress, and she played Rabe in The Phantom Menace as one of Padme's handmaidens. And it's really kind of poetic because we were trying to, we've been DMing back and forth. Star Wars Hunter put us in communication with each other. And we had actually been trying to find a date that works because she typically can't do Thursday nights because she lives over in France, I believe. And so those have to be like Sunday afternoon episodes. And we just hadn't had time to put one together. We were looking at trying to fit her in somewhere in June. But she we had the benefit of interviewing her on Sunday, the last day of the con. And then today all over the internet, it's her birthday. And so happy birthday, Carol. Or as she is now part of the crew, she is Brown 96 and call sign Rabe. So welcome to the crew and happy birthday, Carol.
Yeah, and if you haven't had a chance, watch that video. Do we have it uploaded to our page yet, or
not
is it
yet?
still
Not yet.
ICCC?
Yeah. So and Delphi Rangers, thank you. Your interviews were top notch. Thanks for watching those. So you can find all 5 interviews right now on the ICCC Facebook page and their YouTube channel. We do have copies on a thumb drive, all except for her interview, actually, which I've got to set up a Google Drive with John and get those downloaded, or get that one downloaded to us. So, but you may have to kind of scroll through their inventory of just recent videos, podcast videos. They named them all the same, just like ICCC 2026 podcast stage. They didn't put like the name of the celebrity in the title.
Oh.
But on Sunday, any that are dated for Sunday, I think they only did like 2 or 3 podcasts that whole day. So we did not get on that one, it'll be easier to find. We did 3 on Saturday and we did 1 on Friday. Delphi Rangers again, DB should know better. When you go those places, don't take pictures, right? And then she's basically Keira Knightley. Yes and no. So she does talk about that in our interview, and on the podcast or on the main stage, she told the story of how she got cast. And so that is in that interview. And yes, basically they were looking for a whole bunch of young ladies that looked like Natalie Portman and as the handmaidens. So
it's a fun interview, and there's so much more to her than just that. She has some great things in her life that are so interesting to listen to.
And so it was we got down there on Thursday night. It was a long day. We spent too much time in Kokomo, and including a nice stop for lunch because we didn't want to drive through, because Scruffy has this thing about eating in his car, which I don't blame him because his car is immaculate, and we will support that. But we were kind of goofing off, just heading down, passed through Rule the Galaxy territory in Indy, waved at those guys as we sped by, and missed you guys at the con, by the way. And then, we got down to the Murfreesboro area Thursday night. I think by the time we stopped for groceries, checked in, it was probably around 10. We were beat. It was about a 15-hour drive down because of all the stops we made. And yes, we did stop at a Ollie. And Scruffy,
Ollies.
Then,
we picked the right one.
We did. This one actually still had some Rivas, and we had made a joke a long time ago about starting a campaign when we stop at Ollie's and to save the Rivas. And Scruffy did his part, and he bought several while we were down there.
Yeah. Cue the Sarah McLachlan music. Yes.
Right. And sorry, just getting some water. And then they and then we pretty much checked in, called it a night, and that was that. So let's see if I can shut down some other things. I'm still showing up as grainy. Sorry about that, guys. And I think I will try to go back to that one. But yeah, so that was Thursday night. So that's what we were doing around the time that the show usually goes. At Delphi, Scruffy's car is the immaculate conveyance. Yes.
Yes,
right
it is.
We're getting like 2 weeks worth of chats in 1 week. And then Friday was day one of the con. We got to interview. First of all, I want to thank John and Philip. They were the guys running the podcast. Our buddies ECPC TV did not host the room this year, so the setup was a little different. And but John, who is a preacher actually in the Chicago area, and Phil, who is the convention manager, they had put together the podcast room this year, and I want to thank them for the bonus time that we got. We got down there, obviously offered, to help out where we can. Funny enough, they were using StreamYard this year, which is what we broadcast through. And so we were able to share some tips. John Graber, and he streams his church services. And so he had some experience with StreamYard, and we shared some tips and helped each other out a little bit, and then let him know, hey, if you need any help, you need any assistance, I gave him my cell. And before you knew it, on Friday, I got a text from him, and he's like, hey, the way they did it this year was they structured the podcast. Normally it would be like celebrity visiting podcast, celebrity visiting podcast, celebrity in the previous schedules. And the host group, ECPC TV, did most of the celebrity interviews. But they would hand some off to the other visiting podcasts, which is how we've gotten some great ones previously.
I don't know what song this is.
I don't know what that was. And they this year it was, they kind of combined. So all the podcasts that said they would like stage time, they assigned the celebrities too. But what happens at these cons sometimes is a chunk of those podcasts that say they want podcast time don't show up. And so that's how I know Blitz Transmissions was there. If you're familiar with them, Delphi, I know you are. They're part of the what I have kind of come to know, what I've come to dub as the Carbonite family. So all of us that have kind of rallied around Carbonites, Blitz Transmissions, Skywalker Hendricks, Shelf Life was there. Finally met Shelf Life. Stone Mando was there. Got to meet him. Brandalorian, it was not there, but he's part of the Carbonites kind of group family. But yeah, it's several of us were there from kind of that community. But yeah, Blitz picked up some extra, I believe. And Friday we got to who was our first interview? Now I'm completely blanking.
I am too.
It was as I told you, we're not prepared tonight, guys. We're still getting back into the swing of things, just basically from work. But
as they say in the Greatest American Hero theme, we're flying on a wing and a prayer here.
Yes, we are.
Did you see what I did there? Come on. That was, not gonna sing it.
Let's see. Oh, that's what it was. So sci fiction. Some other friends of ours. We got to know them last year. We've had Owen from Sci Fiction on the show. And we're gonna go on his show sometime later this year. But they're a content site, scifiction.com. They actually get to hit red carpets and do some stuff. They send people around to different places around the globe to record stuff. But Owen, who's kind of the head of Sci Fiction, was there with Mars, I'm not sure. I think they're together. I don't know if if it's boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. I'm not sure, but I do believe they're a couple. But anyway, he was going to get to interview Omid Abtahi. I'm probably butchering the last name, but Dr. Pershing. And so that was another thing. So this year, not typically in the past, celebrity gets off the main stage and then comes right into the podcast room. Omid had already done his main stage, so they had to go out into the floor. They had to send a worker out on the celebrity floor to go get him. But while we weren't sure exactly, and this was day one, so podcast room and all the logistics, they were still kind of getting smoothing all that process out, I would say. And so it was going to take a few minutes to go get Omid, bring him to the podcast stage. So Owen invited me up on the stage, and we just started talking, and we were probably talking for a good 10 minutes or so. But then Omid comes in, and we were lucky enough. I was lucky enough to be in there and ask some questions, and it was a lot of fun. We had met Omid earlier in the day, and let's see if I can find that picture. Where's our interview with? Oh, here it is. Okay. So on Friday, so there's Owen from Sci Fiction with Omid. Got to sit with him. There's me asking some questions. I had a really good question about how did he get in that happy space, and then I had to do a selfie. This is my blatant selfie on the stage with Omid, because how cool is that I just so happened to get invited to sit in there with them. But the Omid was great. I'm trying to remember what was my really good question that I asked him. Basically it was like, how did he prepare? How did he portrays the anxiety that character goes through so well through his body language. And I was asking how he prepared for that. But here is something, as long as we're talking about Omid, this is something we also did before that interview. So we had already gotten to meet him prior to it. We did a selfie with him. And if you cannot tell, let me zoom up on it a little quick here. And we had mentioned that we were going to do this on the last episode. And by the way, Chimere level gun show going on right there.
Right.
But he is holding a carbonite in his hand, and we gifted him a carbonite, the chapter 3 set from Carbonites, and he was very touched by that and really enjoyed it. And then to even go better than that, he also then did a video for us for Vincent, and let's see if we can play that. And hold on, where's the volume?
Play this guy. I just want to say thank you so much for making this cute guy. And you got, look at the eyes. It's like it captures the soul of Dr. Pershing, the angst, the turmoil, and the about to be betrayed by Ilya Kane. So thank you. This is adorable. Bravo.
So how cool is that, right? I mean, that's to get that message for Vincent. You know, we're big fans of Carbonites on the show here. We love our community, and we like to give back where we can. But he was a pretty cool guy overall, wouldn't you say, DB?
You know what? You could run into him in the hotel or in the hallway or whatever. He would acknowledge you, stop and say hi every single time. That's the beauty of this particular convention and the people they bring in. They're so personable, so absolutely personable. And we did see Omid wandering the room sales in the evenings too. So, I mean, for never having met the guy, he treated us like friends. It was fantastic.
It absolutely did. So that was really nice. That was something we were able to do for him. And it was a good interaction. Let's go back to the comments a little bit. So Delphi Army building Riva. Her Black Series figure is really well done.
Oh no, we're saving the retro Rivas.
Mm-hmm.
We have a specific we're going for.
The 3 3/4 that are Army building at Ollie's. Did you guys get drafted because the others did a no call no show? Yeah, basically that's what we were.
In
we were
some
on
cases,
standby.
yeah.
We were on standby the whole time, and Owen was like, get up here. The Saturday interviews, which we'll get to here in a second, but those were definitely because of some no shows. And Delphi Rangers again, Blitz Transmissions has a funny grade. I know he posted his vlog, so I will have to check that out. But yeah, so that was Friday. We got to see the floor. Friday tends to be a somewhat slower day.
It was a great day for shopping. You could get near all the booths.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And so we also made sure to kind of get our prerequisites done as many as we could on Friday. One of which was Latif was there, as you can see. And so Brendan was last year. They had Latif here. And those that have been watching the show know I have a mission, which is the Gentle Giant that I have. That my goal is to get the autographs of everybody that's been in the suit on this one card back. And so that was a very cool to be able to do with him. They as you can see on there, and I've talked about it before, Brendan started a quote, and he's like, because when I explained to Brendan last year what I was doing, he was like, all right, I'll give you half the quote when you get Latif's autograph. He'll know what to do. He'll do the other half. And so when I got to meet Latif, sure enough, he was like, oh yeah, absolutely. And so so it's the whole, I can bring in warm or I can bring in cold. And so it's something that they do. And I've got both of those on the card back. And it's also my number one item that I know if DB could steal anything out of my collection,
yes.
he would steal that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to try to hide it.
So we made sure to do that. Like I said, we got the time with Omid. We did get our picture with William Catt that day. His photo op was that day, so we made sure to get that, knowing that we were going to interview with him the next day. Was a real nice guy, nice to meet. And we'll talk about the interview here in just a second. Funny enough, so at night we go back to the hotel room, kick back, start to get ready for the next day, flip the TV on, and what was playing but a house marathon on the TVs. And all Friday night, Saturday morning, it was a house marathon. And for those that don't know, William Catt was in the first house and number 4. And DB and I had never really seen it. And so
and Scruffy loves it.
Scruffy loves it. So we were catching up on some stuff there. And but yeah, we got our picture with William Catt that day. And then we just kind of cruised the floor, started checking things out, looking at pricing, also knowing that floor sales was going to be that night. And so you start to scope out the con first, right? You find those things at the vendors that you're looking at that you want, look at the pricing. And then depending on what it is, I know there was a couple things that I waited for Sunday to see if we could get some Sunday specials on it. And there was one whole line of diecast droids that I ended up passing on just because one of the 3 sold and I wasn't going to buy it without the whole set. But we got to do some...
all right, day 2 update from Hyperspace Heroes.
We did some daily updates with some of the actors. Here is Warren Prue, who we've had on the show, Brown 86, I believe. Obi Warren. So he was at the con. We got to meet him. We did our picture with him as well. We got to let's see who else. I did a daily update with Nelson Lee, call sign Ziono Douchebag. Ran into him there. He and Omid were actually hanging out quite a bit at the con. But
I believe Nelson's the one that actually introduced us to Omid.
Yes, yeah.
Originally.
And I think Omid kind of picked up on the vibe from Nelson that, okay, these nerds are okay. They're safe. So, we're not complete sycophants. But did some morning updates on various days with Nelson. And then also this wonderful lady here, Sarah Cravens, which
Oh, well, that was such a surprise.
So that was the first interview we got to do on Saturday that we got called last minute. She is a voice actress, has been in the industry for about 20 years. That was a fun interview. So again, ICCC Facebook or YouTube page, but she was great. Sarah, like I said, has been in the industry for over 20 years, started as an improv comedian and loves doing voice work. And she's been in a lot of major franchises, but the one we know her from, she's been in Lego Star Wars as most of the Stormtroopers, which I thought was very fun. And they, she was in a Star Wars mobile RPG game.
She was an assassin, was she not?
Yeah, she played an assassin in that called Death Stick.
Yes.
Yes, Death Stick. And I'm trying to find the right name. There we go. So she was Death Stick in Star Wars Uprising, the mobile RPG that expanded Star Wars canon and gave fans a glimpse of the criminal underworld. That was one I never played. But she was a great. You ask a couple questions and 45 minutes go by like that.
And she was, I guess, she kind of has this deep resume of playing villains and assassins, and she's just the sweetest human you can imagine.
Yep.
So funny. So funny.
And so there's her with us on the podcast stage after we did her interview Saturday morning. And she is Brown 95, call sign Holla. And you'll have to watch the interview to find out why we went with Holla. But that was a great, amazing interview. Again, we'll get these posted on our YouTube probably in a few weeks. I don't have a lot of time before then. But in the meantime, you can go to the ICCC site, Facebook and YouTube to find these interviews. But yeah, Sarah was great.
Hey, can I point out something about this picture?
Yeah.
Look at those awesome t-shirts.
I know, right? Oh, yes.
Shout out to Red Flag and Delphi.
Right. Let's point that out. Delphi. I don't know if you noticed that, brother, but the stickers that you helped us commission with Red Flag for our birthdays, DB commissioned t-shirts. And so we wore those all day Saturday. Got a couple compliments on those. And we're representing a Delphi North at the con all day Saturday.
All day.
So
I just wanted a Delphi to see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Red Flag, we're representing your work.
So Maya, welcome to the show. I wonder if there was anyone else that recommended them to you guys. I'm trying to think of what we were just talking about. It could be. Then Delphi Rangers, is it the bigger size droids 1 to 10 size? No, it was a special exclusive line of die-cast droids. They were just a little bigger than Black Series, but it was die-cast, real clean. He was asking a lot for R5 though, and it was from Bazinga Toys, I think, and their booth. And I almost bought them, but it would have been probably about $100 for all 3 droids. I was going to try to offer him a deal based on the pricing he had. But instead, I think the Gonk sold. So I passed on going back to try to buy all 3. So instead, I bought something else, which I'll show off during Collection Corner.
You know, to be fair to Bazinga, he drove all the way from Denver, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, $5 a gallon of gas. He's got to make his money back.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
And he's generally a good guy. But hey, he's got to make a profit, so he sold your R5.
No, he sold the Gonk, but I was kind of
the Gonk.
Yeah, the Gonk, because I was going to give the Gonk to
right,
because the other 2 droids was R5 and then the one that hangs out with Hondo
Tito, is that his name?
Yeah, it's on Star Tours. So
yeah,
but I passed. I'm good. I don't have to. I bought enough stuff as it was, which we'll get into in collection corner. But I'm too busy looking for my stickers in the mailbox. Yes, I gave those to Scruffy. I've passed those to Scruffy. Scruffy will be a lot more responsible on shipping those than I was. And just so everybody knows, the stickers he is talking about are the Adelphi North.
Yeah, I don't think I have one in front of me.
Yeah, so the Adelphi North stickers. So I gave them to Scruffy. I just got to get them to ship them to you. So, so on Saturday we got to interview Sarah Cravens. That was the first one we got. Then I got a call for this gentleman right here, and this is Nelson Hall. And Nelson Hall he's newly retired. He was a model maker for ILM and an archivist for Lucasfilm. And so in particular, the OT models. And so his great episode, listen to it for the full story, but the synopsis that really carried with me was he started he was in school. We joked because he's a college dropout because he got this job working for Lucasfilm and ILM. But he is a model maker that is, before they got him to actually, it was kind of a dry period in the movie making phase at that point. So they actually had him start restoring OT models and archiving for the archive program. And so he got his first work with modeling for ILM was with the original OT models, which I thought was super, super cool. And because of that, he had this great respect for those models. So then when he moves forward, and he was a model maker in the prequels. So he did the Geonosis death battle arena. And he also did the that huge like cavern in Utapau where Obi-Wan fights Grievous. But that whole when Obi-Wan's ship comes down, and it's all the levels, he was building that. And he was telling us a story about they would put him on a forklift and come in underneath it and lift him up. And I think he said that thing was like over 12 feet tall.
Wow.
And so very, very cool interview. Let's see. That's the wrong one. Very cool guy, very unexpected. And with both Sarah and Nelson, we had like 10 minutes to prep. But we got a lot of nice compliments afterwards from the audience and from Nelson, because he was telling me the next day that he's done his share of podcasts and he enjoyed sitting down with us and enjoyed our questions, and the types of questions that we asked him. Because the more podcasts you get as a guest, you start getting asked a lot of the same stuff. So it was nice to hear that he appreciated our interview with him. So for me, that was one of the highlights of the show, for sure. He was also an Obi-Wan, or not an Obi-Wan. He was a Boba Fett in the Return of the Jedi special edition. He was Fett, and he's been some stormtroopers in the special editions as well. So very nice guy, and it was really cool because Dwayne Koyawina, who's been on our show, had reached out when I posted this picture, and he was like, "Hey, was that guy Fett in one of the special editions?" And turns out he met him at Skywalker Ranch years ago when he took Hopi R2 to Skywalker Ranch to show him off to the cast and crew. And he's got a picture. He sent me a picture of him and Nelson, which was very cool. So, Stormtrooper in special edition of New Hope, patrolling the Death Star. He was in the scene that they edited. He told us in the interview, So when Han is like chasing the couple stormtroopers, and they edited the scene for the special edition where he turns the corner, and instead of a few extra, it's like the whole hangar bay full of them. He was one of those troopers. And then he was Boba Fett in special edition of Jabba. And I think, didn't he say he was somebody else that kicks off that song? I think he's, I don't recall. Again,
I don't remember.
You'll have to check out the interview. And then we got our final interview of the day, the one that was scheduled, which was Mr. William Catt. So we had been really looking forward to this one. For those that don't know, William Catt is the hero from The Greatest American Hero. And we had got his picture the previous day, talked to him, told him we'd be doing his interview. So we ran into him a few times, and then they brought over right from the main stage, and we got to get him right afterwards. And I think it was a good interview overall. I don't know about the back-to-back main stage to podcast for some of the older guests. And I did learn my lesson that I can't watch the main panel and then stage panel with the guest that I'm about to interview on the podcast stage. I got a taste of that last year, and I kind of reconfirmed it this year because it was influencing me as we were asking questions during the podcast interview, because I kind of heard things he had talked about already, and I want him to talk about that with our audience, but they don't want to keep saying the same thing over and over. So it was definitely a good learning curve for us.
Yeah, I fell into that trap and kind of rehashed some questions he had just answered. And I had better questions I could have used in that place. But he was still a gentleman, and you got to hear him diss on Kurt Russell. It's just too funny.
Oh, yeah. So those that don't know, William Catt tried out for Luke. And so that was definitely something that we talked about, being mostly Star Wars focused. And he was, so those that, if you don't know, when Lucas was casting the original cast, he did it in groups. So he would do the reads with a Luke, a Han, a Leia, and he would cast them together. And that's how, like Harrison Ford, he'd been doing set building. They needed a Han to sit in on this group, which happened to be Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher, and ended up getting the chemistry and then getting cast. William there was in the casting with Kurt Russell, who was playing the role of Han Solo. So just a cool little thing. If you scroll through the ICCC Facebook page, somebody AI created a picture of a young William Catt in a white robe to look like Luke, and had him autograph that, which I thought was pretty darn funny.
I saw that in person. That was hilarious.
This is somebody else we did an update with. We did not get a chance to interview him, but Tom O'Connell, he is actually Vader from the Obi-Wan show. And so really cool guy. I'm going to follow up with him at a future date to see about coming on the show. He sounded like he'd be willing to do that. So we'll work on that on a future show. Angie23, welcome to the show. Hello. Are both of you excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day? Yeah, I'm a fan of the Spider-Man movies. And I've watched a few trailers. And it does look interesting. I will definitely try to go see it in the theater when it comes out. Although most of my movie-going group that I used to go with for the Marvel stuff has outgrown me. They're adults. So they don't go to movies with their dad as much anymore, but I think I'd like to. And then follow-up question from Angie. Do you both think Keanu Reeves would play a great Darth Revan? And if you've watched Maul Shadowlord, do you think that the pink Twi'lek Divin will become Darth Talon? So so we've answered this question before. In fact, we have a clip online if you look at our shorts on YouTube where we talk about the Revan thing. Our desire, if he was to play Darth Revan, is that they come out with a new form of Sith lightsaber combat, and we call it lightsaber foo. after the John Wick series, I think would be very tongue-in-cheek but very cool at the same time. And then Shadow Lord, yeah, I think they'll do like a variant, right? They will do Disney's version of a Darth Talon, or the start Darth Talon. And you didn't ask the same question twice. We're just getting to your question finally.
I would have answered it twice.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I think she'll become like the Disney version of Darth Talon. I don't think they'll call her Darth Talon, but some sort of like how they're doing it in this canon universe. DB, what are your thoughts on those?
I would love to see Keanu as Darth Revan, although my impression of Keanu is always Ted Theodore Logan, from whoa. Yeah, exactly.
Excellent.
And I have to agree with you. I think Devin will become a Sith, whether they use the word Darth Talon. Disney likes to corrupt and adopt existing characters under their own branding. So I see that as one of the fairly predictable things about Maul, about the series. But then again, they could subvert my expectations. So
they sure could.
Yeah,
they absolutely could.
Look at those handsome guys! Holy moly!
I know, right? So here's the professional pictures we did, and I've got them right here in this binder. So one of my objectives from this trip was to get these photos, especially with the ones that we've had on the show, and we knew we were going to interview William Catt. So we did get the pictures done, and I've got frames, and they will end up going up here. Oh, I'm out of space. Where am I going to put them? Anyway, they're going to start going up on the wall here in the studio, so that we can just because I think that's cool. So, and it's my studio, so that's what I'm doing. That's that. There's part of Scruffy's collection. So yeah. So some other things. Let me get that question off the screen. And then Adelphi Rangers #B-Wing supremacy questions. No, I didn't think of talking about that. Kind of bummed. I was talking about it. Actually, I was talking about it with a gentleman named Jason. So I ran into, when we were doing room sales on Fridays, and we'll talk about room sales a little more completely in a little bit. But when we were doing room sales on Friday night, one of the rooms that we went into, and I think it was I think it was Chris Mock's room for Mocktails. And so the guy that he was rooming with had some B-Wings, some vintage B-Wings on sale that I was eyeballing all weekend. But we got to talking, and they were like, this Jason guy was talking to DB or Scruffy at first, and they're like, "Oh, you got to talk to Brown Leader. He's the B-Wing guy." And we got to talking, and I'm going to stop sharing this so I can hopefully. He was like, "Here, hold on a second. Let me." And he went into his back room, and he had gotten a supply of these Topps cards. Somebody had given them to him, and there are a whole bunch of B-Wing ones, and so he just gave me one because it was nice to find a fellow B-Wing fan, and so we chatted B-Wings for a little bit, which was kind of cool. So I kind of had my B-Wing supremacy moment at the con and room sales on Friday night. So I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, and then on Sunday, like we said, the birthday girl herself, Carol Silva, we got to interview her. And so that was our podcast experiences at the con.
Yeah, I think we there were fewer celebrity interviews, but each of those interviews was more lengthy than previous years. We got a little more in depth with each of our guests, and that gave you a chance to get out on the floor and get to the main stage more than you have in previous years.
That's very true.
So it was a little bit of a balance going on there. And the other podcast, Blitz Transmission and Mocktails, great people. What a great community to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
They did great work as well. So.
They did. And I think Chris Mock got Stephen Constantino, who we had breakfast with one morning.
Spontaneously,
it was a full breakfast nook area, and so he sat down at our table. Or I don't know, did you guys sit down with him, or did he sit down with you guys? Because I wasn't to the table yet.
I had put my stuff on the table. I went to grab some silverware, and I come back, and he just had joined us, and that's absolutely fine. Because
absolutely.
That, again, one of the perks of this con is the celebrities are right there in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
They just sit with you. I can't tell you how many times I rode the elevator with Jim Swearingen, the original Kenner designer.
Mm-hmm.
I got a chance at the end of the con to thank him for coming personally. It was so having breakfast with Constantino was unexpected and kind of cool. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then one of the other highlights that we did that I did on day 3, as things were starting to get towards the afternoon on day 3, we all know and adore Scruffy's love for Trek. And I should play. Where is that sound clip? I was on Star Trek.
Live long and suck it.
So that's in honor of Scruffy. So there was Glenn Henderson there, who had a booth, and Glenn Henderson is the Star Trek whisperer. And
he's in the only Star Trek booth in the whole convention.
Mm-hmm. And good on him, right?
Yes.
So because we love to goof around, I went over to him, bought one of his books, All I Need to Know About Success I Learned from Star Trek, had him autograph it to Scruffy, told him it was Scruffy's birthday, which, belated, a couple weeks. But he recorded this message for Scruffy.
Hey, Scruffy, this is Glenn Henderson here. Check it out. All I need to know about success I learned from Star Trek. Greeting you from here at ICC Con in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Say that 5 times fast. Wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Having a great conversation with your buddy Brown later here. And looking forward to jumping on and chatting with you on future podcast episode. Happy birthday again, Scruffy. Oh, and by the way, in case you didn't know, live long and prosper.
So we did that for Scruffy and posted that online before we told him about it. And then I left the book for him in his room. But so we got to have some hijinks when we're on the trip for sure.
And what a good sport of Glenn to do that for us.
Absolutely. Delphi Rangers. No one got run over by Wicket, though. No, not this year.
Wicket wasn't there this year.
Wicket wasn't there. But and actually, we're going to have Glenn on sometime. I think that'll be a fun conversation.
That will be a fun. Well, you also picked up an action figure for Scruffy.
Well, he paid for it. Actually, it was.
Did he really?
It was on floor sales, and you know what? We can transition to floor sales now. So floor sales, for those that don't know, after the con is over, this is a fun con in the fact that, you can find the con was built around especially vintage stuff. So you have a lot of booths with vintage stuff, modern stuff, mixes of both, 3D printed stuff. I mean, but a lot of Star Wars centric stuff, right? More than a typical con, really. But at night, when the con is done for the day, and yes, Adelphi, Thursday Trek Talk Part 2. Yes, we need to do that. People also bring stuff with them, and they open up their rooms at night, and you just wander the halls, maybe a beer in the hand or something, and you can find some really good deals going through floor sales. And so
it's like trick-or-treating for adults.
It kind of is, except that you're giving the money.
Yeah, well,
before you get a treat. And it was let me see it. Do we have that? It's in this. It's in our stop sharing. I placed it in our title graphic. So if you look at the graphic right here, next to the HHP 176, we found going through bins, they had a thing. One guy had a special. Three of the in all of these designated bins, if you get 3 3/4, it was $20 for 3 of them. And so there was a random Mando that I liked. So I picked one. Scruffy was on the fence about getting a certain one. I'm like, look, I'll get one, you get one, then we need to find a third, and it's the $20. And so I'm going through the bins, and we tease them all the time at these. Anytime we find something Shrek, we're like, Scruff, look, and he rolls his eyes. But he loved this card back so much. And in fact, I think I can get a closer up of it. So let me.
That card back is so unique.
It is. So if I can, let me see if I can get this bigger. So if you can see that there, it is the card back is in the shape of the Vulcan salute, the hand gesture. And Scruffy, actually, that's a 3 3/4. But I showed it to Scruffy, and he was like, okay, that's just cool. That's just cool. And so he had to have it. And so that was the third figure we picked up for the 3 for $20. And yeah, he's been very smitten with it. He's like, so we might be getting to him. As a Star Trek fan, I don't know.
I think he needs to lead the show, and we have Glenn Henderson on.
I think so too. And then floor sales, and surprise, a little different this year. Floor sales were actually better on Friday night than they were Saturday night. Saturday night was a little more subdued for the floor sales, but they were still going on. And the cool thing about the floor sales was Nelson, Omid, and Carol were all walking the floors, going from room to room. So like Blitz posted some pictures. One of his highlights was a picture of Omid and Nelson in his room looking at stuff. But that's kind of how down to earth these guys are. Really super nice guys. And then Maya, I thought the card back was an oven mitt at first. Does kind of look like that. But it was that's one of the things I enjoy. I enjoy walking the floors and spending Scruffy's money and corrupting DB where I can on the floor sales.
I tried to find you a B-wing so bad. We kept coming across them, but none of them were complete, or they were missing this or that.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find one that I felt comfortable recommending for you.
Well, there was that one Jason had that had no stickers, no pilot, but it was clean. It was intact. I think all the weapons were on it. And we had kicked around the idea of picking that one up and doing custom Brown Squadron stickers for it, because all the stickers were removed from it. And I did kind of him and haw on that. If they had their room open on Sunday, I might have actually done it. Yeah. There were some Power of the Force ones that were still in the box around the same price, but we talked about it, and I'm like, I think it'd just be more fun to do the custom stickers, and then try to modify a Shistavan and action figure and go that route. But in the end, I didn't do it. And what I've got right here, I've already got enough. So anything else about the con, DB?
It's just one of the greatest weekends of the year every year for me. And it's I don't know. I don't want to say it's not the con, because Mike Havens puts on a great show. Always comes up with fun guests, down to earth people, but it's the family and the camaraderie that I feel when I'm there. I see these people once a year, but it's like just falling back in with friends you've known your whole life. We were missing a few this year because the timing didn't work out. But it's just like going home again every year. It's so much fun. That's all I can say. And we are so blessed to have the ability to interview some of these celebrities, to get that opportunity. I can't thank the team down there enough. Mike Havens, Phil, John, and in the past years, our friends at ECPC TV, they've just opened up this whole world for us, and that's why we go every year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely missed the guys from ECPC TV. We didn't see Rosenberg. We didn't, there's a few people we didn't see this year. And I'm glad you mentioned Mike and Andrea. Big thanks to Mike and Andrea. They're the ones that put on this con every year. They're the ones that own the con, and they always welcome us in open arms. He, as Mike likes to say, we're the one account on Twitter that he follows, that he pays attention to, because, we're big supporters. It doesn't cost us anything to just be nice to others, and we get some benefits out of it. And but it's just about being good for each other. Like, doing the whole thing for Vincent and Carbonites, I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to do it because I could, and because love Vincent, love Carbonites, love our Carbonites family that we have of podcasts that we're kind of a subgroup, and you just give back when you can, and you just do it to do it. And, and that's what builds a good community. And then you give good and you'll get good over time. Right. I believe. So I want to end on kind of some highlights, but before we do that, not everything is perfect. I think the one, John and Phil did the best they could with that room. It's their first year, and they did a great job. Definitely room for tweaking things. And to kind of add, that's like adding the names of just kind of upping the format a little bit. ECPC TV did that over the years that they were running the room. But the only like critique I would have is really, we have been down there, and it's funny because people at work were like, well, didn't you go down in like October last year or something, or this or that? And that's only the one thing, right? Is we need to try to find a good, consistent weekend every year to have this con, so that Mike can have some consistency. He's had to move venues. He has a tendency to rub, some people the wrong way, because he's very passionate about what he wants to do. And, corporate groups have tried to buy him out a few times. He's always said no. He runs this as his con, keeps out the corporate sponsors. He doesn't want the T-Mobile booths in there and the 50 anime vendors. He wants the con that he wants, and so that comes with a little bit of it's an uphill battle, because some venues work, some venues don't, and so he's had to move some things. But if we could get that con narrowed in on a specific weekend consistently year after year, I think we could really get that attendance built up some more. This was Father's Day weekend, so some people missed it because of that. We actually got the Carol Silva interview because Mike the Mike guy was scheduled for it, and he was home for Father's Day, and couldn't make it. And talked to John about us being able to do that interview in his place, which and John was really good about it. So I'm very thankful for that. But, we've been down there on Memorial Day weekend, which is really hard for us because of where we work. We were lucky to do it that year. I really, I think that late April date, like we originally went down, I think, right at the start of con season, not, people are booking for other cons. We did compete against
GalaxyCon, was it?
Well, GalaxyCon was in Nashville 3 weeks prior, but so that kind of, I'm sure, sucked up some people's disposable income. But the same weekend was SummerCon in Washington.
Oh, yes.
And we lost Denise Goff was supposed to be here at ICCC, and she actually canceled, and she was at SummerCon, who, by the way, Star Wars, what does Star Wars mean to you? This week's episode, Dave actually was at SummerCon and gave his review of it, so definitely go over and listen to that. But why? Because Kyle was over there, and those two characters, I think they try to time their appearances together, because you're going to get more bang for the buck, when you can get both of them, Corn Pop and Dedra. So I don't blame her one bit. You do what you do, maximize your appearances, and because this is another source of income for all of these celebrities. So,
right.
But yeah, I think that would be my only critique. Really, is let's try to settle in on a consistent weekend every year, and maybe we can actually.
And hopefully he can do that. He seems to have a good venue with the Embassy Suites now. It's a great venue. And one thing I noticed this year is the con-goers were less, what's the right word? Less disgusting than they've been in the past. They've tended to leave destruction in their wake. And they were more respectful of the hotel and convention area this year.
Okay.
And I don't mean that mean. People just get to be having a good time, and beer bottles end up everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I can remember times back at the Sheraton where the trash cans would just be overflowing because people are just chucking their beer bottles or their Burger King wrappers or whatever everywhere. Yeah. And I've noticed a different level of respect at the Embassy Suites. So
okay, that's a good point. All right, let's wrap this talk up about ICCC. A great con. We've been there 5 years now, 5 years running. We love it. It's definitely our con every year that we love going to. Mike and Andrea, thank you, Phil, John, and the whole ICC team is always they're always amazing people. Speaking of Carbonites, he's dropping a Hoth set soon. Yes, I saw that on his Instagram. So Empire Strikes Back Hoth set, and then we're at Toy Hio on set. Oh, okay, right on. I can't go on another road trip right now.
Yeah, I'd love to go, but I just blew all my money.
So all right, let's get through our highlights real quick, and then we'll flip over to Collection Corner. So, DV, what were your highlights of the con?
Just about everything. I think my highlights would be meeting the people in person that we've had on the show and finding out they're just as genuine in person as they've been on our show. And I was not on the show where you interviewed Nelson Lee. That was you and Brownie One, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, when we first met him, he treated me like he'd known me his whole life, and then he introduced us to Omid, and then we borrowed Tom O'Connell's chair for a quick interview.
We did.
And I snuck it back in and struck up a conversation with him. And wow, Lateef Crowder. What a nice... I keep finding that these people who play these rough and tough villains turn out to be the nicest guys you can imagine. So I think that would be a highlight. Seeing all our friends and of course the gigantic pile of plastic I have here.
Right. And that fulfills what Mike is when he looks for guests, right? He only brings in celebrities that are good to the fans, that are friendly with the fans, fan compatible. And yeah, I mean, was Mark Hamill there? No. I mean, were some of the big names there? No. Oh no, did my B-wing just break?
Uh-oh. But we didn't even talk about Bruce Boxleitner was there. We were too busy to ever go talk to him.
Yeah. That was...
John Ratzenberger was there. Again, his show was great.
Oh, his panel, yeah. His main stage was great.
But we didn't get a chance to talk to him other than to pass him by the elevator one time and say hello. There's just too much going on. We didn't get to see some of the bigger names.
Yep, right on. For me, obviously the interviews, that's what I'm there for. I got my, more pictures for the Wall of Fame. But I mentioned it earlier, Nelson Hall, complimenting our questions in the interview. That was a highlight for me. And some audience members as well. And then I have one other highlight, which was Nelson Lee, the other Nelson there. So he did his main stage, and they have their regular, they have 2 regular MCs for like main stage stuff at ICCC, but for Nelson's interview on the main stage, they had a guest MC who was Brett from the 501st, and did a great job. Great interview, a lot of fun. Learned some things that even we didn't know about Nelson, which was great. And then Tennessee-based things. And then I ran into Brett in the room sales that night and was congratulating him and said, "Hey, you did great." And this was one of my highlights. Was he said, "Well, he said, I saw your guys' episode. I saw your interview with Nelson, and I used that as my show prep for this interview at ICCC." And I was like, the little brain exploding emoji.
There's no higher compliment than that.
Right? So Brownie won. So we were used as show prep for a convention appearance. So interview. So I thought that was really cool. That meant a lot to me. I really appreciated it. And yes, and those interactions with the celebrities, with the fans. HollowNet 99. I didn't see him this year. But yeah, those were kind of the definitely the highlights for me. And then hey, Star Wars Hunter 18, welcome to the show, sir.
General Kenobi.
You missed it. The story with Carol Silva. We talked about that at the beginning of the show.
We'll go back and talk about Carol some more because she's a sweetheart.
It is her birthday today, and we had been DMing about getting her on the show. And for an appearance, we would have to do a Sunday episode, but we ended up interviewing her at ICCC. So, and she is now officially a member of Brown Squadron, Brown 96. So, wanted to make sure you knew that. But yeah, we talked about that in a little more detail at the beginning of the show. But yeah, it's those were my highlights, right? And then obviously just another ICCC trip in itself is a highlight. Hanging with my boys, Brown Squadron at the con. And like you said, when we knew so many people there now because we've been going 5 years, and it was funny because even we were helping direct things, like they were just getting the professional photo room set up, and I was helping them out, giving them instructions on like, nope, go get that, go set this. There was a celebrity that was scheduled in at that time, but one of the ICCC staff members, it was Warren, and they were walking him towards the main stage, and I jumped out of the room like, nah, you got 10 minutes. He's got to be in here first. And so they brought him over and they listened to me and did the picture. And it was actually our picture that needed to be done with him. But, but we're there enough that, we can talk with the staff and we work things out with them. And we did get to see Mike B again from World Tree, who's set us up with those interviews, Nelson Warren and Paul Darnell. And so we got to see him again. I had hoped to try to get a little sidebar interview with him there at the show. Did not get the time to do that. But again, getting to see him again, he knows us, we know him, and I'll reach out to him for some more of he keeps adding celebrities to his roster, which is really cool. But yeah, those would be the highlights. It's really just the interaction, hearing the positive feedback that we ask good questions in the interviews, because this is what we do. So, but yeah, and then we'll talk about that in Collection Corner. So, all right, man, hour 13 just on ICCC. Mike, I hope you got your money's worth out of this if you're watching. Let me get over to the music.
I want it all. Keep no time to a proxy plan. I want it all. And I want it great now. I want it all. Brown Squadron.
All right, Hyperspace Heroes Brown Squadron Collection Corner time. And we have the bounty of ICCC to go through. So, man, should we maybe alternate? I don't know.
How much do you want me to show?
Right. Well.
Okay, let me rephrase that. How many of my purchases should I be showing off in one show?
Right? Do we stretch it out? I don't know.
I mean, I think I'll save a certain amount for next week.
Okay. All right.
But you know what? I'm going to start. We stopped at Kokomo Toys, Kokomo, Indiana, one of our favorite places. And they had Action Fleet. Check it out. Action Fleet.
Oh, nice.
Interceptor.
Oh, I remember that bag. Yeah.
Y-Wing. Yeah. These were Micro Galaxy Squadron before Micro Galaxy Squadron 25 so years ago. And my Y-Wing has an R5 as an astromech. Just
yes,
saying.
I know.
Just saying. So I got those. My oh my. I bought this beautiful Dewback.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, another Tauntaun. Both of these came with their action figures. I just don't have them riding them. Because honestly, I just opened up my pack of stuff right before showtime.
Mm-hmm.
So, but these came from Bazinga Toys, the guy that you almost bought those droids from.
Mm-hmm.
I bought an Endor bunker, Power of the Force, because that's going to go in my Endor display. I have not put it together at this point. Again, haven't had time since we've been back. I've been trying to catch up at work.
Mm-hmm.
I bought this incomplete X-Wing. This is not original 1978. This is Power of the Force. It's the same mold, but this one actually has a cockpit, and I have some guns for it, some cannons, and let's just say I have plans for this particular ship.
Nice.
I am going to customize it somewhat. I bought this actually at the floor sales on Friday night, the lobby sales. And one of my main goals, and by the way, I flip-flopped on buying that TIE Bomber all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I didn't buy it. I have one on the shelf right over here.
Nice.
But I did finally get my original Rancor monster.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm going to put a Gamorrean guard in his mouth. Yes, I'm a man in my 50s playing with a plastic toy on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hold off on my action figures till next week, because I have quite a few. But as somebody who doesn't live anywhere near a Buc-ee's, I have to show off my Buc-ee's shopping bag. Just saying. I got my Buc-ee's shopping bag. Thanks to Scruffy, because he had one first. But yeah, I could literally go on. Oh, you know what I have to show off? Brown Leader bought me this.
I did no such thing.
There was a booth with 3D printed, oversized Lego characters.
Mm-hmm.
Check out this R2. Check out that R2, people. Is that not the coolest thing you've ever seen?
Mm-hmm.
I got to find a special place, because I've been putting together my Lego kits, and now this guy's going to have to go on the shelf with my Lego kits. So thank you, Brown Leader. That was an unexpected gift.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I'm going to call it a day on mine.
Okay.
I think you might have a thing or two to show off.
Yes, absolutely. So picked up, this is just a nice little 5x7. This is the same person that did the badge art. And that is Doodlebags Productions. So he did and our badge was the Martian from Mars Attacks. I got, and DB will show off his eventually. I got him an R2, and then he does a gonk that I got for Scruff, but supporting the badge artist.
Yeah, I don't think mine's within reach, or I would show it off. It'll stay tuned till next week, folks.
That is a autograph from Carol Silva that we got. She gave us those at the end of the con.
And you know what? Scruffy still has mine. Because I don't have a book that I carry like you guys do.
So when we did the interview, I forgot to do it at the end of the interview. And we were so busy talking to her that we forgot. So I did. We went and told her towards the end of the con after her interview, and she was so excited. And then we were talking to her, and she started to pack up because it was the end of the con, and she was like, "Oh, would you guys like a picture?" And so she took the time and did pictures for each one of us, or did did autograph pictures, and mine is to Brown Leader, and then it's her quote from the scene that picture's from, which is Anakin Skywalker, to see you, Padme, Your Highness, or to see Padme, Your Highness, and then Carol Silva, Rabe. This is the picture with Paul Darnell. So that we got. Paul was super cool.
Yes, he was.
Because of one of the podcast interviews we got pulled into was during his set time for pictures. We got it worked out with the convention that later on Sunday, when most of those picture times were done, they had no problem going to get them for us, getting the picture done. And then we had him autograph it, and it's to Hyperspace Heroes, As You Wish, which is his line as Marak. This is Warren Prue that we got. We got his picture and autograph. Hyperspace Heroes, hello there. And then Mr. Nelson Lee, Ziono Douchebag, got his autograph. We had they actually took a couple extra pictures, and we all had our arms around each other, but poor Scruffy was like in a shadow, so we couldn't use any of those. But the photographer doing it this year was great. He would take like 3 photos and then let you pick the best one.
Yeah.
Some of these cons, you go through that and it's just an assembly line, right? And it's just, you just don't have time.
If you're blinking too bad, you blinked. Exactly. Not here. They take care of you.
No. Yeah, exactly. So, Star Wars Hunter. One of my objectives was all of those guests that you helped us with. And then also World Tree, if they were there, we wanted to get our pictures with them so I can add it to the walls up here as our wall of fame. And then our picture with William Catt that we got. And then this was very cool. So one of the room sales, there's a lot of father sons that father daughters, families that are in the room sales that do these things. And one of the guys that was selling stuff, his son is an artist, and he had copies of different art that he had done. And this is holiday edition Boba Fett. And he had a sign on there, $1 or free if you could name the character, which I threw him the book. I threw him the buck, and took one of his prints of that design, which I thought was very cool. It looked good in a frame. And then we got this I got this autograph from Dr. Pershing himself, and I picked the photo with Elia Kane so that now I have an excuse to try to meet her at a con and get her autograph. He has great stories of the two of them working together.
He does.
He has a lot of respect for her, and which I do too. It goes back to Z Nation, her first appearance, and so I was excited to see her in Mando. But that's where I first met that actress in terms of seeing her on screen. So those are my pictures. This was my first and foremost objective of going down to ICCC this year. So can't wait to get those in frames, start putting them up on the walls. Where do I start? So this was something I picked up in room sales. Didn't know it was a thing. So this is Hot Wheels Starship Select. It's a special, best car edition of the Razor Crest. And the box, this is how much Scruffy and DB have corrupted me. I have a lot of Razor Crests around here, obviously. I bought it because it was sealed. And that is the main, because he gave me a good price on it. And I bought it because it was sealed, and I'm leaving it sealed. And so, I mean, the tape is intact. It has not been cut. So this baby is 100% sealed, and which defies logic, I know, but not for a collector mindset, which these a-holes have.
You're one of us.
Turned me into.
One of us.
One of us. Oh, I also have this cool little DJI bag. So this was something I picked up before the show. We played, I don't know if you noticed, but some of the interviews, we had those little microphones that you see in a lot of TikToks and stuff nowadays. It's the DJI Mic 2. And I bought one because we wanted to do more things like that and have, but I'm still learning it. I was learning it as we were driving down. And some of the audio is not perfect because I'm still, again, figuring it out. But that was something I added to my repertoire so we can do more on-scene stuff at live events and stuff, which I'm looking forward to. I picked up, the guys picked up another vintage R5 for the collection. And then I think I might have picked up this guy, I don't remember, but another R5 because I got to build the army again because of these guys. And then in the background, I've got the two dioramas that DB got me into doing. Oh, come on. And I've got a 3 3/4 size, and the other side is Black Series. And in the Black Series, one of the other things I was looking for was I have a Death Watch Trooper with Mando in there, and R5, and Hondo's R5, and another droid that I have 10 of. And I wanted more Mandos, but I didn't want Paz. I didn't want Bo. I didn't want like the named characters. So I was looking for Lucy's during the con to add that were different. I've also been watching a guy on Whatnot that customizes them, and I'm waiting for the right one. But they had some good deals. So picked up this Mando in really good shape. Black Series size, was not very expensive. I picked him up and another one, the same place that I got that print of holiday series Boba. I picked him up, and I picked a much cleaner Death Watch than what I have, and with all of his accessories, whereas that one didn't come with all of his accessories, but a much cleaner Death Watch with the backpack, with the rifle, and both of his and one pistol. But really good. Both are in really good condition. Got him for like he had a Mark 10 a piece, but the guy gave them both to me for 15. So
nice.
So the point was to go in the diorama over there to kind of fill that out. But before I had found those guys, I was like, well, what am I going to get? I don't know. So I thought it would be funny. I have a sealed Zero that's autographed by Chris Bartlett, but I picked up a loose because I thought, with my sense of humor, it'd be funny to set up a scene with Mando and Zero on the same side, and just because if you know, you know, and I'm warped like that. But then at the lobby sale, found this guy. He was still in box, but I took him out. He is a Clone Wars era loyalist, Mandalorian loyalist from the Clone Wars. Again, different paint scheme, different design. Wanted, and he had all his accessories because he was actually still in the box. But I took him out to bring him home. So I got those Lucy's to enhance the diorama over there. And then the R2, or before I get to that, so I got this little B-Wing in one of the room sales, and something happened in transit, and one of his guns broke off.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was only a couple bucks. It was from that same room that I met the B-Wing guy. I don't have one of that scale, so
that's diecast, isn't it not?
Yes. So I figured that
got
might
some
be,
weight to it.
Yep, I figured that might be kind of fun to have, and actually, I'll put them right off camera, right in the windowsill there. And then the Lego R2 that that DB got, that I got for DB, had these guys, and I still even have not taken them out of the bag yet. And I will take this one guy out. 3D printed, obviously. This is not a Lego sanctioned item. And oh no, did that break in transit? I'm gonna have to glue that together. But here is the rifle, and here is the Mando, like a Lego Mando. And so and the rifle fits, and there you go.
That's
and I
so
got
cool.
That broke off in transit, so I'm gonna have to. But that's just a little bit of glue. I can fix that. But very fun. Comes with the cape and everything. Fun little design. And then because I have so much room left to display stuff. But of course, that vendor was buy so many for set price. So that's how DB ended up with the R2 unit. There it is. And then I got one more, and actually I've decided this one is not for me. I'm actually going to text somebody tonight and get their address, because I know I'm a big fan of this character, but I know another host on another show is as well. Yeah. Moff Gideon did a number on that rifle. How much was the R5? Which R5 did it? So you're talking the vintage, which that was a gift from Scruff, and I think that was 25. This one, which how much did I pick that one up for? I think I got that one for 10. So, but this guy, I'm leaving him in the bag because I'm going to ship him to my buddy Joe at Rule the Galaxy, who's another he's a big Rex fan, just like I am. But I'm going to send this to him. I'm going to text him tonight, get his address. But it's that same 3D printed Lego style. Because I shouldn't even have the Mando, honestly. I don't have the space for it. But but now here is, I do have a bunch of small 3 3/4 action figures, and maybe I'll save those.
Yeah, that's what I'm saving for next week myself.
Yeah. I think I will save those as well. But I've got 2 other things I got to show, and I'll probably show them off again next week.
I think I know what they are.
Yeah. So the same guy that did the Lego, DB had told me that guy's got an R5, but he sold it. And so when I was buying those Lego ones, and like the Lego R2, the Lego Mando, the Lego Rex, I was talking to the guy, and he heard us talking. He's like, well, I have another one over in my storage unit. I can have my wife pick it up, and we can have it here in an hour. I was like, all right, sold. Look at the size of this guy. So in perspective, here is the Gentle Giant version, and this is a 3D printed version that this guy had.
That is so good.
And the detail is really good. The head does not click, but that's okay. And he's actually got a third leg instead of the typical just 2 legs and the screw. But the level of detail on this guy is amazing. Now, it would have been cool if he put the red bar there, but that's okay.
That would cost you another $20.
Yeah, probably. But the detail is exquisite. I absolutely love it. The guy was great. He had his wife go get it out of their storage unit, and where he had his backup inventory. And yeah, I don't know where I'm going to put this now. Because I'm kind of out of room. It'll go up here for now. But love that guy. Love that guy. And then the final thing I will show is I've never bought a nice lightsaber. So I finally picked one up. For workers, celebrities, and those with press passes, the one vendor I went to, they had 3, would give you $20 off. So it was between this and another design. Here's the design that I settled on. Where is it? So here is the design.
So sleek.
Yes, very nice, very simple, very understated. It is on Adelphi. Mrs. our Adelphi wants the giant R5. Isn't it great? I love it. Absolutely love it. And put it on her shelf, right? So with the lightsaber, just like anything, it's a racket, right? So they come standard certain lengths, just small enough that you can't really get a good two-handed grip. So of course they sell accessories. So
oh boy, you probably looked at accessories for a half hour, 45 minutes before you chose that red one.
I did. And so now it's got a little bit of a better length to it. And I don't know if it does add a nice little splash of red, which I kind of like. And these things are so customizable. You can get so many accessories. You can build your own. You can do, that kind of stuff. I added this clip part that didn't come with it. It's not the same polished chrome, but that's okay. And then this little red bit. And now you can get a much better grip without hitting the button if you want to do a two-handed stance, as if we're professionals on this or not.
But the one you bought has that nice rubberized grip, so it's not sliding around. It's
that's
really nice.
This black part right here, that's what I really liked about it. And then we were going through saber colors, and I think, come on, I think I like the turquoise blue.
Yeah,
I think that's a good shade. So I think that's what I'm going to stick with. It's either going to be that or the green, because I do like Luke's green. But I think that's so that and the giant R5 were kind of like the big
those are good purchases. Both of them are excellent.
Yep. And then I still got some Buc-ee's branded candy.
Yeah, Jeremiah put a comment a while back that it was wondering if everybody from work went to a Buc-ee's this past weekend. So apparently we weren't the only ones that visited a Buc-ee's. We went twice though, Maya. We went twice.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely good.
Got to stop on the way down and on the way back.
Oh, and before I even started the trip, when Scruffy came to pick me up, before we came to get you guys, or you, as if you're multiple personalities. Scruff's like, oh, here, I picked this up on clearance, and I had to run it into the house really quick. And with the chess piece, Grogu size chess piece. So
nice.
That got added to my collection. But yeah, that's kind of, Adelphi, if only all lengthenings were that easy, right? So yeah, so that's a very bloated collection.
And I want it mint now.
Hey, I just got to say, we've gone an hour and 43 minutes. We've not once mentioned the fact that Katie Sackhoff remembered Scruffy.
So I was at the con, and we interviewed Nelson Hall on Saturday, and I went back to his booth on Sunday just to touch base with him. And I said, hey, Nelson, how you doing? He goes, don't tell me, Aaron, right? And I was like, thank you, sir. So Nelson Hall remembered me. Nelson Lee remembered me. So not Katie Sackhoff, unfortunately, but what can you do?
I just had to get it in there because nobody had mentioned it so far.
Yeah. And where do we have to say? Where is it? It
was on Star Trek.
There you go.
So Trek.
I tell you what, if Mike Havens were to get Will Wheaton, I would be first in line.
Right?
First in line.
Right? Without a doubt. So yeah, that's collection quarter. That's ICCC, kind of our wrap up. Great con as usual. We loved it. We're big fans of the con, and we'll be down there every year that we can make it, without a doubt.
Yeah, it's just so much fun, and the fact that 3 guys can spend 5 days together and still come out friends.
Yep.
No, you guys are really good traveling partners. You make it real easy.
Oh yeah, same with you, DV. We've got our system down, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We do. We have a good time, and is it's what it's really all about. Because, and we've been going long enough now that people at work randomly ask us, "When's your thing that you go to?"
The thing, yeah.
When's your thing that you go to? So.
My boss complimented me on taking my 6th vacation this year. This was my actual first vacation. The rest were cheer trips, and those are solid work. This was a vacation.
That's true. Very true. So that's ICCC. That's our collection corner for this week. We're going to start booking guests again. I have not booked any yet. That was another thing. We picked up some followers, including a couple actors. Another one I didn't even tell you about. Because he just started following us the other day. Some guy that was in Skeleton Crew.
Oh?
Yeah. So over the con, we got a follow from Ross Sambridge, who Star Wars Hunter has put us in contact with. And for those that don't know, he was the physical actor for Snoke. When it was like the non-CGI stuff. It wasn't just what's his name. It was also this guy who's like 7 foot tall and does stuff. And he followed us out of the blue this week. And then, and he keeps liking some of our posts. So I'm going to reach out to him here now that we kind of got a connection going. Let me see if I could find this guy. He just followed us. I think earlier, was it earlier today? Or late yesterday. Where is it? Must have been yesterday.
That one guy.
Yeah, that one guy.
Hmm?
Oh, Shock the Monster is his Instagram account. Looks like a very interesting guy. He's also friends with, I bet you Star Wars Hunter knows who I'm talking about. When they go to Port Borgo, and Neil is walking through the crowd by himself. Let's see. I got a good shot of him. Come on. It's kind of hard to see, but he's the guy with the rifle right there.
Okay.
And but yeah, he followed us out of the blue. So definitely going to reach out to him as well. Looks like he likes his heavy metal and his vampires as well. So it should be a fun conversation.
Right.
So, yeah, Star Wars Skeleton. Anthony Montemarano, and maybe Star Wars Hunter sent this one to me. I don't know. I don't think he has, but yeah, he followed us out of the blue. So I'm going to thank him for a follow. And but yeah, I'm going to start with those two guys just because they're fresh, and then I'll work on Did you get a following from the Rhodian Adelphi Ranger yet? No, we have not. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, so definitely we'll start. And Dimitri, who was next to Warren, followed us as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. I think he might be with World Tree now, so I might have to go through through Mike for that. But yeah, that was our ICCC experience.
Always fun.
Absolutely. So, Delphi, really?
What'd I miss? What's Adelphi got?
Oh, he tagged us in this because that is the one Rex that I would pick up. It's that San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. That would be one that I would want to pick up if I could. But yeah, that's the show tonight, guys. We've gone long enough, so I think we can.
Is anybody still watching after we're sitting here gloating over our pieces of plastic?
Right, exactly. So yeah, we are Brown Squadron. Thanks for watching tonight, everybody. Thanks for jumping in the chat. Really appreciate having everybody. We'll be doing weekly episodes again now that we're back. I'll start booking guests like I talked about, and we'll see who we can get on the show and keep these adventures going. So
it's been a good year.
It has been. It's been a very good year. So without Scruffy here, there's always so much. Okay. So we are Brown Squadron. You can find us on X, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. You can email us at brownsquadron@gmail.com. You can also find all of our links at beacons.ai/Brown Squadron. And
Adelphi stepping in for Carbonites tonight.
Adelphi stepping in for Carbonites. So smash that like button, give us a follow, a like, ring the bell, and smash that like button like an AT-AT smashes Luke's snowspeeder.
AT-AT.
AT-AT. And yeah. So DB, it's been fun, sir.
Yes, it has, and we got more to show off next week. And I hope Scruffy can join us and show. He's got so much.
He sent me a bunch of pictures, and we'll save that for next time too. In case he's not on, he sent me a bunch of pictures. I just did not have time to download them before the show tonight. But I wanted to show off that spot card because that I'm sure.
Well, hopefully he can join us, and I have a great story of actually opening a package that even Scruffy hasn't heard. You witnessed it. But I'm not going to share the story till Scruffy is on with us because it is so good.
It is absolutely so. All right, gang, thanks for hanging with us. We're going to get out of here. This is Brown Leader signing off for the crew, and you have been listening and watching Hyperspace Heroes. That's no moon.
Oh, yeah, that's